Why now? Why are we doing a Blue Angels film now?
Why not?
America needs it. They need to see this way of life. They need to see this exceptionalism, this joy that can be brought to the surface by something as spectacular as the Blue Angels, right? So it's now. It should be all the time. But now we need it the most because of the polarization of the country, a bit of that, and the depression in people's minds. Things are hard to get to, and to see something that brings joy and inspires them to overcome that, that's why it's now. And we've got the technology to bring stuff to view that Paul can talk about that we've never had before.
Yeah, the photography is incredible. But do you mount the cameras inside the planes, or what do you do? How do you get that?
Well, with various different ways. As far as the cockpit cameras, in Top Gun Maverick, they were able to use two-seater jets, put this huge box hidden between the front seat and the back seat, pull the lens out and shoot the guys in the back seat.
Make it look like they were flying.
Yeah, but make it look like they're the pilots. We couldn't do that. Our pilots are in the front seat for a start, and we don't have that space, and generally they're flying a one-seater. So we, with Sony, we used a camera they were developing, this GoPro-sized camera called the RXO, and that gives us almost as good a quality as the Venice. So we were able to mount those in the cockpits. And we could only do the early shooting. We had to go with seasoned pilots. So the 2 and 3 year pilots were putting them in. Later in the season, we were able to put them in more planes. We had a look back camera that went underneath the jet. We were able to mount the Venice to do that for a couple of days. We got the Venice on the wings of one of the jets for a session or two. And we got the helicopter up for like 3 sessions as well, 3 or 4 sessions on different occasions. And the rest of the time, it was our cameras in great vantage positions, the whole and the cockpit cameras, because what we wanted to do was put you right in the cockpit, put you right there, be in the air with you, be in the cockpit with them, and not be the position of the camera in the same position of the audience gets to see at a show, because we can all see this. But
sure.
We didn't really want to do that much in the show. We wanted to be up there. So having the technology, it was possible.
In the Phantom.
Does it throw the pilots off? I mean, when they have something like that, they're probably not used to that.
They're seasoned pilots. I think that they work with GoPros and stuff, I think, at times themselves for training. The look-back camera is something they do for training, especially on the one jet, because Boss is seeing all the other 4 or 5, depending how many, the 3 or 5 jets, depending on the formation. So they have that all the time. So I don't think it was that off-putting for them. I think the off-putting stuff was like the jet in front of you disappears and suddenly there's a helicopter. I don't think they were quite ready. A couple of them on the first days of the helicopter were a little, oh crikey, there's something in our space. I mean, Boss Greg can talk to this because that is something that's never been done before. And when you're doing your formation flying, there's no other airplane or anything allowed in your space for a 10-mile radius.
You had to have sanitized airspace to keep the distractions down, right? And to put a helicopter up there like we were able to do because it was so well briefed, and Kevin LaRosa was so professional, along with Bub, who was a former Blue Angel who's flown every position, telling Kevin, we need to put the helicopter here, we need to put it there to capture these things. We had the chemistry, could never be matched again. The direction, the director, fabulous. It cannot happen again. So it was time. And we had the Phantom camera.
Yeah, we got to use a Phantom camera, which shoots at 1,000 frames a second. And it was something that we'd thought about early in the production, but how and where, again, I wanted to make sure we used it in the most exciting place possible. And when Kevin LaRosa showed up he said, we should use the Phantom on Friday. We've got 4 days to shoot. Let's the last day be the Phantom. We're like, great, let's do that. And we had one rain out day. I was apprehensive about connecting the Phantom because there's limits to it. You can only shoot 10 seconds at a time, and you have to then wait 2 minutes before you can shoot the next thing. And they're flying the whole time. They're not stopping. Are you guys ready? You get no second takes. You just got to shoot what you shoot. But what we did that day was we got the best vapors, the best humidity was happening here. So we got footage that we couldn't have dreamed of, because at 1,000 frames a second, if you imagine that's 10 seconds, would take 6 minutes to play. at that speed, you get to see the jets in a way you've never seen the jets before.
It's
so
art.
It's pretty
Art.
incredible. Yeah.
Well, but that was all fascinating. I loved all of it. But the behind the scenes thing was very intriguing to me because it showed me what these kind of people are like. Greg, is there a quality that you have to be a Blue Angel? Is there something that when you're looking for people, you go, yeah, you need that?
The personality was the prime aspect of selecting somebody. We knew we could train them how to fly. They came in with the 1,200 hours of flying time ahead of time. We knew we could train them. There was no test of flying skills. We didn't say, okay, show us what you got. Show us what you got in your heart. Show us what you believe, what you think, how you get along. We're going to be on the road together 300 days out of the year, right? In addition to that, we're going to be in front of the American public, hey, great to meet you, you're awesome, terrific, glad to meet you, we love you. We had to have that kind of personality on the team, and that's how we selected people, right? It was all about your ability to integrate into the culture of the Blue Angels based on gratitude and trust, and knowing that they'd become a good teammate. So there are a lot of cool things about it.
Well, you've been back though more than once, and most of these get one run, right? Yeah. So what's it like when you come back a second time? Is it just as exciting, or do you go, oh yeah, this is that? Or how is that for you?
The second time when I came back, made my first return, I guess the second time leading the team, it was a team, some of them knew me. So there was no fear or wonderment about, oh, how's this boss going to be? We've been flying like this with this guy and his profiles, and his demeanor and his actions. What's this guy going to be like? And no, there was no worry about that. And we just fell right into place and just pressed ahead. The second time I came back, the morale was really low. There was an issue with leadership and accuracy. And so I had to overcome that. And I hadn't flown in 2.5 years. So getting back on a bicycle was not just like getting back on a bicycle. It was a challenge that I didn't know 100% that I could do. I thought I could, but not 100%. So coming back that last time, it was important that I reached out and met with each and every member of the squadron, because the talent was there, the skill was there. It's just the beliefs the morale was very low. And I said, look, men and women of this beautiful team, I'm going to give it 150%. I'm going to give it all I've got. I ask you to return that to me, and we're going to get it done. And within about 10 days, we're back on the road again, flying air shows like they'd never seen. So.
What's it like, though, to be in that position? Is it real? Is it like being a celebrity, or is it?
We didn't allow ourselves to feel like we were celebrities. We humiliated each other if we needed to keep the egos under control, right? And the other thing we got to do is every show site we went to, we asked the Make-A-Wish chapter to bring the kids out. And you talk about humbling. You talk about the superstars, the heroes, the real rock stars were those kids who got up in the morning not knowing what they're going to face that day. We got up in the morning going, okay, we're going to go, any clouds out there? We're going to go fly and have a good time and meet with people and have a great time. But these kids, they were the superstars. They kept us humble, knowing that they were facing challenges that we never had to face. So did we get big heads? No. We kept each other down. We couldn't be that way. And that's what we looked for, that kind of humility in the people we selected.
Well, I want a great nickname. So if I've ever become a Blue Angel, I want a good nickname. And I want a little looser flight suit, because that looks really tight. Can I tell you? Just looking at the pilots.
That's right. Yeah.
It's tough.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you know Ken Hopper over in Quad Cities?
I do not, but should I?
Oh, he's a great guy. He hosted a bunch of air shows for me. And I flew a show in Sioux City, believe it or not. So.
Well, will you come back?
I wish I had control over that. I definitely would. I love the Heartlands.
Thank you guys so much, and congratulations and good luck with this.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.